I really need to get on here and tell somebody that no one is entitled to your process. No one is automatically entitled to know exactly how you operate, exactly what works for you. Like, you know, when you're doing a math test and there is a certain order of operations that the teacher requires you to use to get the answer, but maybe your brain works a little differently and there's a different equation that you can still use to get the same answer, but the teacher says it's wrong because it's not their way of doing it. Someone or something, some force, some energy in your life is almost inserting itself, like a feeling of being entitled to your process. How did you come up with this? What does this mean? How did you get here? And you're like, dude, I don't really know. Like, I just kind of did it and it works. Like, and it's like this feeling of somebody being suspicious with you because you're good at something. Or, see, here we go, effortless, waterfall. Things just flow to you and it makes people confused, for one. It makes people angry. And I feel like you are someone who has not had it easy at all, like at all, your whole life. So whenever you come across someone who's jealous of you, you're like, why in the world would you be jealous of me? You haven't seen what it has taken to get here. You don't see the things that I have gone through in my life to be this kind and this resilient and this full of love. You, sad to say, but you already know it, obviously, if you're living this experience, you've been through some shit. You've been through a lot and you continue to go through a lot. Not everyone sees that. Not everybody is meant to understand you. And if you waste all of your time trying to force someone to see you for who you really are, then you're gonna lose your mission. You're gonna lose what it is that you're actually working towards. Don't worry about proving that you're worthy to be here. Just know, show up and know that you are worthy of being here. Don't let anyone force you into explaining yourself, because for one, it's rude. For two, it's unnecessary. And for three, you don't owe them that. People will try to make demands of you. They will ask you, how did you become this successful? How did you do this thing? You don't have to tell them that. You can say that you worked hard for it if you'd like, or you can let them believe that you've had it easy. It doesn't matter. You have so much passion, so much power, so much desire. You are someone who can take incredible pain and turn it into something so beautiful. And it's almost unbelievable to outsiders who don't know your backstory that you came from such hardship. They think that you've had it easy. They're jealous of you. They think you're entitled. They think you're spoiled. They think you're rich. They think you're someone who hasn't had to work for anything, but in reality you have. Just because you present yourself well doesn't mean that you don't struggle. It just means that you're good at hiding it. Ignore people that try to poke you and prod you for information, that try to almost make you do the work of shifting their perspective for them. That's not your job. Let people think whatever they want to think. You can be the best person in the world. You can have the purest heart, the kindest intentions, and still rub someone the wrong way, just because that's how people are, and that's okay. So waste time no longer. Waste time no longer is what I'm hearing verbatim. There is no reason that you have stalled yourself here when you have all of this forward momentum and you're over here trying to explain how you're pulling yourself out of the mud as if you are required to tell people what you've been through or what you haven't been through. Even if you didn't come from this background that you came from of adversity, that's no one else's business, okay? It really isn't. You have a very special set of skills forged in the fires of adversity and pain and trauma. This is moved through your family lines, your bloodline, generational trauma. Pain moves through families until somebody's ready to feel it, and you're ready. You've been feeling it for a long time. The simple act of you just showing up sometimes is enough to ruffle people's feathers, genuinely. You feel like people are just coming at you out of nowhere, and that's because bright lights hurt people's eyes, okay? Bright lights hurt people's eyes. If they're in the dark, then of course that light is going to be annoying as fuck to them, and they're going to be angry about it, and that's you, babe. Sorry. I know it's not the most comfortable thing, but it's what we got to work with. It's your journey, and it'll be here when you're ready. You can go through these cycles again and again if you want. You can keep suppressing, you can keep lying to yourself, you can keep people pleasing, you can keep being quiet and explaining any little fraction of happiness or success, or even just perceived happiness. Even just putting on like a happy face sometimes feels like it triggers the fuck out of certain people. And that's not your fault. Like, that's not your fault. It really is not your fault. You don't have to hold on to that anymore. You can release that. You can shed that. Rid yourself of the responsibility that you were never intended to bear in the first place. I don't know why you have, but now just imagine how much lighter and more wonderful it will feel once you shed all of that. Just shed it all off. Take it off like a jacket, throw it on the ground, leave it. It's not yours anymore. Don't you feel better? You're less hot, you're less stuffy, you're less heavy. I say as I'm wearing this big fluffy thing, but you get the idea. You're special, you're magical, you're loved, you're divinely guided and protected. I hope that this resonated with you today. I hope that it meant something to you. If you need to save it and come back to it later, this message is timeless, so if it helps you, it helps you, and if it doesn't, then I hopefully will see you back some other time. If you would like a personalized private reading, I do offer those on my Etsy, which you can find linked in my link tree here on my profile. And other than that, I release you. Have a wonderful day and be kind. Bye.